I will add one more point, not exactly about trucks or trailers, but still in a business client perspective. If you tape a special mobile trailer or a container, for example, a sea container or a construction waste container, like you see in here in this picture, it is still a mobile advertisement for your customer. Generally, however, such containers do not have flat surfaces. If you have this kind of work ahead, you have two options. The first option is to only tape the flat area in the back. Do not wrap the curvy bumpy parts at the front. You create your design so that elevations are cut out and you only use the flat back areas. Why? As they are moved and stored, there are a good possibility they will bump against other containers. This will leave a mark or a scratch the vinyl. So we made design only for the flat background, not the raised ribs. Trust me, when the container rides through the city on the back of the truck or stands in the construction site, it is well noticed and is really good marketing channel and easy to create. But what if you have to make a full wrap taping to a not only flat vehicle? This is actually fully wrapped and printed design. A tractor trailer higher than me actually, so it was real sight to see when displayed on the Farming Expo. Real eye candy, but what you should look into when designing this type of vehicle. This is actual design file for this job. There are a few things you have to consider. First, you need more material than its length. As there are poles or ribs on the side, then you have to take the sides also for material calculation. Let's name every rib's side and then you see what I mean. The minimum material what is used is x1 for the whole length plus every ribs every side. x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So this is something you must to consider every time you have rigid containers. You use more material than the length of the container. Secondly, as you see what is marked with purple there is a tailgate. As this is lifted and lowered, it must be taped also for the best result. When the tail is closed, you see a picture like now. When tailgate is raised, then you see the same design also on the surface of the trailer. This means you have always same type of perfect design, but it also means you have to make a double print file and budget your calculation for this section also for double print file. A bus. A bus is a marketing channel in urban area, but this is also on what is not simply a big canvas. Most common mistake in my mind is what I see a lot is that designer is taking a whole bus as one big canvas and creates a big design for whole bus. This creates a situation where the whole message is seen only when the bus is standing in the empty parking lot or driving at night when there are not so many people walking around or cars driving on the road. But doesn't this mean that there are not many advertising viewers also? In daylight and in prime time, there are so many movements that you simply cannot observe the whole design at the same time. This means that you lose a lot of its effectiveness. Instead, take a bus as a group of many small design areas. The areas I have shown you in this slide. On the door side, make complete design separately to every doorway. There people will see the whole advertising. On the other side, use only 2/3 of the bus as design area. Keep front a plain. As this side is seeing people who are on the other side of the road, you have to leave them a time to react to your bus design. They see a bus, then their brain will register it, and then they will see the design part. If you start your message from the front of the bus, then the viewer will miss the first 1-2 words of your design text. This makes your ad less effective. If your client wants to full wrap, then keep the message at least at the 2/3 of back of the bus. As people are looking to the front of the bus, they only look for bus's number. Everything else is not interesting to them. They are not focusing for anything else. Backside of the bus is a better place for your ad. Also, not a long 10 lines text, but rather something what needs quick response. For example, You are sitting in a car behind the bus and you see an ad of a cute puppy with a message of helping the animal shelter with a mobile number for donation. This provokes you emotionally and you will make the donation. After the bus is gone, you will focus to driving in the traffic and you forget what you saw. So short-term advertising is better than long-term branding campaigns. As people will be not looking how the bus is leaving. If it was the bus they wanted and it left, then they are going to look rather when the next one is coming, but not looking for the bus what's leaving. Train and trams. If you look at the picture, then this is how you mostly see the train. Moving, coming to a station or leaving from the station. So your campaign is not viewable on the move, unless the train is moving around the city and is not a metro. If you are designing advertising to the train, then keep the design around the wagon doors area. There it will be noticed as people are trying to get in the wagon. If you put your design between doors area, although there are more room for it, then it will not work so well. As when the train arrives to the station, it is moving, so not readable in close range. When it stops, people will start to move toward the front or back door. So they are moving away from the place you put the advertising. If you are designing for a longer ride trains, a country line, then you should take an ad but a full wagon sizes, as this train will be visible on high speed, and if the design is too small, nobody will see it. They just see a moving blur. Anyway, keep the details at minimum, as nobody has time to enjoy artistic painting. As trams are basically like small trains, then most rules for advertising on them are basically the same. Keep the design per one carriage and keep your message simple. If your client is a railway company, then use a lot of reflective or afterglow materials for safety reasons. Modern trains are really quiet, so making the train more visible is the best for the human safety. One thing what you should consider if your client is a train or tram company: use anti-graffiti vinyl, especially for urban transport, as train or trams repainting is really costly. Then covering them from inside and outside with anti-graffiti tape is 10 times cheaper. So think about it.